And welcome back to the show. Bronx Neighborhood Housing Services, CDC, is a not-for-profit organization that is providing financial pre- and post-education of purchases, mortgage facilitation, affordable loans, as well as free tax services. Now, the mission of the group is to provide essential services to revitalize communities and address emerging needs while empowering our residents to achieve self-sufficiency. Joining us now to share more about the organization is Executive Director Oscar Morillo and also Community Engagement Coordinator Cristhian Campaña. And thank you both for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Glad to have you. And really the work, as I said earlier, is really about helping people really get back on their feet and really be able to get to a place of home ownership and really being able to have some self-sufficiency. So share a little bit more about your organization.
Okay. The Bronx NHS, we have been serving the community for over 35 years. Our main services are housing related, home ownership. We help first-time home buyer to buy the first home, and by providing them with education, counseling, and also by providing them with down payment and closing costs, grant for down payment and closing costs. Because most of the people that we serve face a situation that they can pay the mortgage, but it's very hard for them to save enough money for down payment and closing costs. So we help them by getting them a grant that is a forgivable loan. They don't have to pay the money back through the city of New York and from the state of New York, so they can pay for the down payment and they can buy the property. After that, they continue to pay for the mortgage. After they become a homeowner, then we help them to maintain the property by providing them with additional grants that they don't have to pay back to fix the house and provide also upgrades to the property. If they can, after they are homeowner, also if they have issues paying the mortgage loan, we work with them. We provide education and counseling, and so that we negotiate with the mortgage servicers, the bank that owns the loan, so that we can modify those loans, especially when the homeowners have lost some kind of income for emergency situation. We help them to renegotiate those loans and avoid foreclosure. So those, like in general, for home ownership.
And when you talk about home ownership, Cristhian, obviously it's an American dream for a lot of people. And sometimes having access to being able to really get on your feet is a hard thing to do. And so I know a part of preparation is getting these people involved in the programs. Talk about how a person qualifies to actually be a part of these programs.
So as you said, it is a dream, but the most important for everything is education. So the main thing that we're doing here is providing that education to all the people who want to access these grants. And I just want to clarify what Oscar said. It's just not that the person who applied at the beginning is the only person who qualifies for all these programs. Any homeowner at this moment, like for example, if they want now to apply for a repair grant, they could come here and apply for the repair grant. The same thing if they went through all that and now they're facing some problems with foreclosure, they didn't have to purchase the house through here, but they could come here for help to prevent any foreclosure. So everything is about education, and we have all these classes to provide them with that type of information.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm also made aware that you have an Excluded Workers Fund. How does that work for people?
Yeah. So the Excluded Workers Fund is being managed by New York State Department of Labor. People who qualify may be able to get up to $15,600 from the state of New York Department of Labor. So they qualify if they meet the following requirements. They were not eligible to get unemployment for whatever reason. So they didn't receive any of the stimulus. So for whatever reason, they lost income during the pandemic. Let's say between 2020 and 2021, and they didn't make more than $26,208. Of course, also they are expected to live in New York City. Let's say for the past year they were living in New York State. Let's put it that way. So if they have these 4 conditions, if they can meet these 4 requirements, then they qualify. They come to us and we help them to fill out the application and submit it to the Department of Labor.
It is a simple process for the application. Mainly it's for people who did not receive any unemployment. And with this, we're talking about mainly, not only, but mainly the undocumented community. So all of them who were unable to apply for unemployment benefits, now with this program, they are able to obtain some help, which we have helped so many people already submitting the application, and they have been receiving the benefits.
I know you got a lot of people coming through your doors, and I want you to share a little bit because during this time, a lot of us are still trying to navigate coming out of COVID. And for those people who rent, we know it's been a challenge. There's also the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. I know that you guys got a hand in that as well. How is that working, and what's going on there?
That is also another program that we're receiving a lot of clients and helping a lot of people with. This is not only with rental, but also utilities. So at the moment that, for example, if the person wasn't able to pay the rent, neither utilities, we send both applications at the same time. So basically what we just require is proof that this actually happened, because in the past there have been fraud. So we just need to make sure that we compile with the requirements that are asked. So yeah, you have to show us, and it's not only the tenant, but we also need information through the landlord. So it's a two-way type of application. It's through tenant and landlord part. Then they just need to provide information, how many months, a lease, and then if they need help also with utilities, then they will have to provide an account number so we can submit that and see what's the process, if they get approved or not.
Just out of curiosity, about how many people are you seeing coming through your doors during a time like this? Because I know the need is heavy, particularly in our borough. I mean, you don't need an exact number, but just around about hundreds, thousands.
No, hundreds. I would say, because it's an everyday interaction with tenants looking for assistance in completing the application and submitting it. So many people are coming in because of because of the pandemic. People lost income, and as a result, they basically stopped paying the rent. So, but now they can get up to 12 months in rent payment if they qualify for this program.
Not only the months that they didn't pay, but we could apply also to additional up to 3 months after that. Right. So they could pay their rent until date, and then we could apply until up to 3 additional months for that assistance.
Right.
That's a great help to a lot of people. I know also that we talk about children and the advanced child's tax credit. So can you give us a little bit more information about how that works?
Yeah. So like you said, the child tax credit is an advance payment for those families with children that qualify for the child tax credit. So they can we can help them to submit. Basically, that's a very simple application that we submit via the IRS website. A family can get up to $3,600 per child. Let's say, for example, this year from July to December, they can get, let's say, up to $1,800 per each child. And then for, next year, when they file the taxes, they get the additional $1,800 to complete the $3,600 for each child. So it's an advance payment. People can get this advance, but if they don't want to get the advance this year and they want to wait until next year to get the whole $3,600 per child, they can do that too. But if they decide to get this advance from now to December, they can get per child $1,800, and we can help them to submit the application for that too.
And this needs to be clear, because some people are confused. They're thinking that it's some sort of a stimulus or additional money. No, in this case, it's an advancement from your child tax credit. So it's just like you're getting half of that credit in advance, and then you get the other half when you file your tax return
next year.
Yeah. Well, Oscar and Cristhian, thank you so much. You guys are making a heck of a difference for Bronx residents and helping them to really get on their feet and really to advance in a critical time. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Bronx Neighborhood Housing Services. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All righty. Well, I want to let you know if you want more information, we encourage you visit their website at bronxnhs.org and then also follow them on social media at BronxNHSCDC. We do have more show coming up for you here on Open. We want you to stay with us. Open returns coming up right after this.